What's good, YouTube? AOC85 here, bringing you the Destiny Hero deck profile segment. I believe this is video, what, 4? 3? I forget. Probably 4. Either way, we're talking about the extra deck. Probably the main focus of the deck, because it is a fusion deck and a synchro deck. So, let's start and go straight into it. Destiny Hero, Destiny End Dragoon. Konami was really smart with this card. They purposely didn't make it a Destiny Hero card so that it doesn't get hero support, which kind of sucks, but it's still a nice, decent monster. First of all, he's not a Nomi monster, so he can be special summoned from the graveyard if you need to. 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense, so even if Book of Moon was a problem, it's not going to do much for him. Gravekeeper's, I think it's Assailant. Can't run over him with Necro Valley. Pretty nasty. He's a beast stick for 1, and 2, he's a burner. He gives burn damage to your opponent. You just destroy one face-up monster, and they lose. I think they lose. No, I know they lose attack. Life points equal to the attack of the destroyed monster. And usually, the only times you use this effect is either A, they have a monster that's bigger than yours, which is rare, but Nordic decks spam Odin and even Thor, and that can be a problem. And the other time you do is when you're afraid of back rows, when you have like 5 back rows lined up, and you just have your little Destiny End Dragon monster with no roll decree. Attacking would be pretty crazy. He doesn't fear Mirror Force as much, but Dimensional Prison would really hurt you. So you just burn and burn and burn, and they can't get over him because he's like almost basically immortal. And even if they Solemn Warning it, once he's in the graveyard, you can still special summon him. His effect he doesn't have to be on the field for his effect to be able to go off. They Solemn Warning it, they Solemn Judgment it, they roll to press it. You just keep on removing those Destiny Hero monsters from your graveyard, and then just keep on going and going. That's what makes them awesome. E-Hero Shining. Now this deck, the reason this deck is so, I think it's awesome, is because every single fusion monster you have, with the exception of maybe Elemental Hero Gaia, can sit by itself and pose a problem for your opponent. Elemental Hero The Shining is another example. 2600 attack, 2100 defense, gains more attack with every single remove from play hero monster you control. So, I think, yeah, each of your removed from play hero monsters. Unfortunately, it's not for any hero monster, or else the mirror match will be beautiful. But usually, when he's being special summoned, I'm using Miracle Fusion, and I'm removing from play Prisma and another hero monster. So that makes him at least, what is it, 3200, I believe, and it just increases if I do more Miracle Fusion summoning. The point of him is just he sits there, he's a beater. If they get rid of him, you get your 2 removed from play monsters back. You plus 1 because you use 2 cards ideally from the graveyard. So you use 1 card for Miracle Fusion. I won't get into card advantage right now. That'll be a video for another time. But the point is, you get 2 hunt monsters back to your hand for more fusion shenanigans. And he's just, and look at him. Look at him. Look at him. I'm gonna zoom in just so you can see him. He's folding his arms. Anyone who watches anime knows that if a character folds their arms, they're badass. It's just Vegeta, Kaiba, Jack Atlas. Enough said. Absolute Zero. Everyone knows him. The hero deck in the past before we got Shining revolved around this dude. He just nukes the board. If you do get rid of him in any way, your opponent has to be really careful, because to do so, Dark Hole, they want to Dark Hole him when they don't have any monsters on the field. They want to, even if they try and destroy him by battle, it's just like, yeah. Unless they have Stardust. Neither way, both of them are going to be KO'd. Shooting Star Dragon can get over him, but that's not too much of a problem for this deck, thanks to Brionac. That's one of the reasons why I added a synchro component, because without Brionac, this deck really had a problem getting over Shooting Star Dragon, and I didn't like that idea. Alright, Gaia and Terra Firma. These guys go to work during the battles. They shine during the battle phase, because he has your opponent's monsters attack, and he can increase his attack by attributing one of your Elemental Hero monsters. So if there's a monster you can't get over, bring out Gaia, have its attack, he gains half of that attack, put in that damage work. Or tribute one of your monsters, ideally Absolute Zero, so that he gains 2500, boost him to a 5000, and Absolute Zero's effect activates, nuking their board, and you can swing directly for 5000. Dragon Knight Draco Equist. I'm playing around with him. I'm probably going to reduce him to 1. The main reason why he's here is simply to be a douchebag whenever you face a deck that can bring out dragons quite quickly. Dragoonides, Monarchs with Formula Synchron, the upcoming Tech Genius build, which I'm going to be having a deck profile once it's out, can do the same thing. But they usually don't want to go for a Dragon Synchro. They want to go for their own Synchros. But the idea is that, you know, absorb your opponent's monster with super polymerization. Tongue twister. And then, you know, 3200 B-Stick. His effects aren't, like, crucial. You can remove from play stuff from your graveyard to have him gain the effect of that monster, but it has to be a Dragon Synchro monster, so, and he reduces burn damage, so he's not bad. He's mostly just to F with your opponent and take their monster and give yourself a 3200 B-Stick. And the Synchros. Like I said, I might add some interior Synchros, but for now, these guys put in work. Black Rose Dragon. I mean, ideally, you could use him as an extra B-Stick to go for game, or use her for extra B-Stick to go for game. But generally speaking, if you're bringing out Black Rose, you're nuking the board to clear the way for future annihilation. Baronac does a similar thing, but without nuking the entire board, you're bouncing stuff to your hands. Now, anyone who knows Yu-Gi-Oh! And plays with Baronac knows that using Baronac's effect can actually hurt you because you're losing hand advantage to do so. So you only do, and most of the time, if you're unless you're bouncing a Synchro monster, the opponent can just put it right back on the board, which kind of hurts you because you can't get that card you threw in the graveyard to use his effect with back, just like that. So you only want to go for Synchros, or unless you're going for game, just to clear the board and just go to work. Either way, these two guys alone have won me so many games, just because I have some other stuff, and they're trying so hard to deal with the Heroes Fusion monsters. Then they see this, and they're like, oh, okay, scoop, because you're bouncing my one out I have, or you're nuking all the back row hate I have just to take you down, and you already have Roll Decree up, so I couldn't use it anyway. So yeah, you two, this is the Fusion deck. The next video I will bring about the Destiny Heroes will be about, I guess, just future changes I make to the deck, probably after Extreme Victory. Hope you like it. If you guys want specific combos, tell me about it in the comment section below. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Peace out, YouTube.